Hi, Jenny here. Today we are going to be making a peanut butter cheesecake with an Oreo crust. Let's get started. For this recipe we are going to need 24 regular Oreos, 1/4 cup of butter, 8 ounces of cream cheese, 1 cup of peanut butter, 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk, 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and then 4 ounces, half a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips, and 3 tablespoons of milk. We need to melt the butter, so I am going to take the butter and cut it up into about 1 teaspoonish type chunks here. Tablespoon, I should say. And then we'll put that into the microwave, about 20 seconds, and see where we're at. Forgot you're not going to be able to hear me talk over that. I guess we'll let that go first, and then we'll come back. Alright, so that did the trick, that's all melted. And then in a food processor, I've just got my regular blade in there. We're going to take the 24 Oreos and crush them up in here, and then add our butter. So once you add the butter, then your Oreo mixture will be nice and thick and pressable. This is going to be our crust. We will spray the bottom of an 8 by 8 inch pan, and then we'll put our Oreo mixture in there and press it down. Alright, when it's pretty much solidly packed in there, we will now put this in the refrigerator for 20 minutes. While the crust is in the refrigerator, we will mix together some of our other ingredients. So we needed that 1 cup of peanut butter, our can of sweetened condensed milk, 2 eggs, our cream cheese, and the teaspoon of vanilla. Alright, after a half an hour of mixing this by hand, I don't know why they wanted it mixed with a spatula. I don't see any benefit to that, and I still have chunks of cream cheese in here. I've made cream cheese cakes before, and I've gotten the batter smooth by using a mixer. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish mixing this up with my mixer to get it all smooth. Much better. So we'll now pour our batter onto our crust, and then we are going to bake that at 350 degrees for an hour. Alright, this is at like the 43 mark, actually, 45 mark. I mentioned to check it and see if it was browning and all that. So, it's looking pretty brown. It's supposed to be kind of stiff on the edges, which it is, maybe a little soft in the middle. So now we're going to turn off the heat, and we're just going to let that sit inside there for an hour. So this is about 40 minutes in the oven with the oven off. It kind of smelled like it was burning a little bit or whatever. It's a little bit dark on the edges and getting dark up on top, so I just took it out. We'll let it cool now, and then we're going to put chocolate topping on top. For our topping, we are going to melt some chocolate and add some milk. So the milk should be room temperature so the chocolate doesn't seize up. So while our cheesecake is cooling, we'll just have our milk getting room temperature. The cheesecake is still just a little bit warm, but I'm going to go ahead and put the topping on there anyways, because it also has to still go in the refrigerator for a couple hours. So we're going to mix about half a cup of chocolate chips, and we're going to melt those. Say first. Whee. So we'll melt these, and then we'll add our milk to it, and then put it on top of our cheesecake. So we'll start with 30 seconds. Let's see where we're at. A little bit melted, but there's not enough residual heat to melt it all the way. So we'll go, I think, just for another 15. That should do it. All right. So pour this on top of the cheesecake, and then we will let it set in the refrigerator for a couple hours, and then we can eat it. Alright, we're going to try to kind of melt some peanut butter to have kind of a decorative topping, a little fancy topping on top of our cheesecake. So I don't know how much peanut butter to use, but I guess I could always do more. Let's try that amount. Heat it up a little, make it a little liquidy. Dollop it on top of our cheesecake. Now that I think about it, this might have had to be done while chocolate was still soft. We'll find out. The cheesecake is done. It cut very well in the pan, so I was happy about that. Chocolate on top is still just a little soft, so it could be refrigerated longer, but I wanted to taste it, so it'll go back in the fridge after this. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I'd appreciate that. I will leave this recipe down in the description below. Let me know in the comments down below if you like to eat cheesecake, what your favorite kind is, and if you've ever made your own at home before. I'm going to enjoy my dessert. You guys keep it positive. Go make it a great day. Bye-bye. Let's put that crust in there too. Oh yeah. Very peanut buttery. And with that chocolate on there, that is so delicious.